Hello there, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Puck Witches, a 5 Stays podcast where we yap about all things hockey. Today is May 1st, 2026. I'm your host, Champ, and this is my partner in crime, Saint. Saint, how are you doing?
I want to die and kill everyone.
Yeah, that's about right. Well, as always, we have quite a bit to discuss this episode, so let's jump right into it. Saint, we gotta talk about it.
How did we get it so wrong? We've never been this wrong. What happened that this year specifically, the hockey gods hate us.
Yeah.
I mean, hate us.
Yeah.
We go to Pittsburgh for my birthday and half of the team is injured. So I don't get to see Sid or Gino play because they're both out on injury for both days.
Well, Gino had killed a man.
Yeah, oh, that's right. It was
He's
Sid
suspended.
injury and then Gino suspended. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yep.
So no Sid, no Gino. We go to Edmonton, our trip of a lifetime. Dry scores 1 goal and is done for the rest of the regular season. What? And then now, we're usually pretty good about, like, we don't get them all right, you know?
No.
And I don't know, was it just that I wasn't watching enough hockey the past few months because life's been crazy?
I don't even think it was that. I don't think it was that.
We weren't even asking for much, right?
Yeah.
We were just like, I don't think the Pens and the Oilers are first round exits. I think they have enough in them to make
just
it
enough. Quite literally,
round.
It was just enough.
Just enough. I literally did not think we were gonna lose in the first round. And I think it was my fault.
No.
Because I think I monkey pawed us.
Yeah.
Because what did I say? I don't want to face the Islanders because we had been jinxed that every time we faced the Islanders, they had broken us they had gotten us out of the first round.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And so some other fuck ass team that the good news is this has renewed my hatred for the Philadelphia Flyers.
Right.
I hate them. I hate their fans. I hope I want the city to blow up. Like I hate so much. They don't know puck. They piss me the fuck off. Their insults
even
are
Gritty, I'm mad at you.
Gritty, I'm mad at you. What fucking? It's just lame, pathetic, and part of it was our own fault in that I feel like we would have beaten the Islanders, and that's not copium. It's that we did actually like learn how to beat the Islanders in the regular season. They didn't have our number.
The Flyers did.
The Flyers did, and Rick Duchette choke and die. But he did have a system that worked, and we were not ready to go. At the start, and you could tell by the end. If we were fine, we would have maybe had it. We dominated the play. We just couldn't get high danger shots, and oh my god, their power play. What the fuck happened to the power play? It was pass the puck for a tic-tac-toe goal. Right. That's never gonna happen.
No.
And then when all else fails, panic, give it to EK for a slap shot. That was every fucking power play. I don't know what more. And then everyone who was our like Mantha, I love you. Where did you go?
I have no clue. Ghost. That was the one thing that shocked me to high heavens.
We've had the most depth in the Crosby era that we've ever had. Like ever for offensive scoring. Absolutely crazy that they all disappeared in the playoffs except for Tanger and Gino.
Yeah.
Like, Tanger. Yeah, like what the fuck that he has we got shut out in 2 games. The multiple
one was
games
bad. One was bad.
Yeah, but the multiple low scoring games of the 6 that we made and then 2 shutouts. So like it was very obvious that their defense was really, really good. We could not get high scoring chances, like, high danger chances.
Yeah.
They were just bad shots. Even if our number of shots was really high, they weren't really good shots. We finally started getting our
feet,
like our legs, but it was too late.
Which is honestly
you just can't reverse sweep. It just doesn't happen.
I thought maybe you would push it to a game 7. And then lose it at home.
That's what I was legitimately hoping for. And the only problem was the entire game 6, I was like, oh, we've done really well. Well, that was the problem. Yeah, exactly. I was like, if we had been able to score the first one, I think we could have like scored another, even if they scored. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the deadlock of like it going to like overtime, I thought it was going to go to second overtime. We were the dominant team in terms of keeping it in their zone, but again, we didn't have those like high danger chances that would have made the impact. Like, it just wasn't enough.
Yeah.
To be in their zone. We weren't doing what we needed to do in their zone.
It was funny because, like, well, funny, I say this. For the first time ever, we couldn't watch playoffs together. Like, we did watch a few games, but we couldn't actually just sit and watch it because schedules were fucked up. You work mornings in a way that you haven't before. And you couldn't sleep to take a nap during our normal Oilers time, like getting up to go to the Oilers game because you had a Pens game. So like you couldn't fuck up your schedule that much.
Yeah,
I think that was another problem. The hockey gods were like, "Oh, I see how it is. You're not liking this. You're doing this separately.
But I did my bit, and you know what? The Oilers, I didn't do my bit. I was like, oh, I haven't been able to watch a single game.
Yeah,
and I did my playoff for the bit fund, where whoever scored a goal, if we won the game,
yeah,
I did their
real
full
money. Yep.
Real money. I did dollar amounts, and then if it was we lost, it was in cents.
Yeah.
So then to lose twice with shutouts was
cheap.
Like, you're not
gonna have any money to go on your trips.
Salt in the wound.
Oh man. Like I genuinely, I'm so upset. Obviously, we are both like just gutted. You got further than anybody ever thought you did, right? Like that was incredible.
That's what I think. It hurt worse because we went from being a lottery team to being so dominant.
Yeah.
To then lose to a team who shouldn't even really have been in the playoffs because they were shootout merchants.
Right.
Really, I think was so more annoying. Like, I would have rather lost to the Islanders because Philly just came out of nowhere and like just took over the race. And I'm not saying they're playing bad at all.
No.
They do. It was just one of those.
They got hot at the right time.
Yeah, they did, and it really goes to show you that like you have to get hot at some point, but to be hot at the end is so much better than being hot at the beginning because they are able to carry that momentum forward. And I think we had cooled down a little bit after March, and then the resting of the break. I don't know. It just it's Dan Muse. I really enjoy him as a coach. I think he's done incredible things with this team too. I think he was struggling as his first playoffs.
And that was my thought, is that he looked like he couldn't find a counter. And I don't think that it was his fault. Like he just, oh fuck, I have to be somebody who can counter this now. And that's something that he would learn, you know what I mean? That's a whole talking point for what I'm going to talk about. But yeah, Dan Muse, he really brought out the players in a way that I don't think I expected this season. We were very nervous for his hire at the beginning of the year. Like, very nervous. Oh, yeah,
because I didn't know much about him. Like,
yeah, and he was a Rangers coach, or, like, assistant coach. So it was like, okay. But he really, really impressed me throughout the entire season. You can tell he was devastated. Genuinely devastated. Love that in a coach. Wish my coach did that.
I love that he cares.
So, it sucks for the Pens. My guy, I'm so sorry. I'm so glad that they got to do playoff hockey probably for the last time.
Yeah, I mean, like,
as the big three, I should say.
Yeah, like it was playoff hockey, and I'm happy in that I got to see it one last time, or like one time at all. And this team specifically is going to haunt me, I think, forever.
That's my 2024 Oilers.
Yes, this is the 2024 Oilers.
They will
to me as the Pens. I loved this team. I'm so sad that if we had gotten, I will maintain. Kulak. I think we should Kulak.
You should not have moved Kulak. And I have been saying we've been saying that since the trade happened.
And I don't think it wins us the series, but I think having a player who had recently been in the playoffs going in and was able to like
as an Iron Man,
so dependable, and someone who played pretty well with Tanger. And Tanger wasn't even like the biggest. Like they all sucked. Everybody sucked, honestly, except for like Gino. And our goalies.
Right.
And I don't care what anybody says. Stu Skinner was holding his own when we were doing fuck all. Like
here's my thing. I think Stu,
no help.
If Stu had not done so well, you might have won the series. Because they would have pulled him and put Artie in, and Artie is a playoff king.
Yeah, but our defense was just so
No, I agree. It's just a matter
don't
of
think there was any one player
they also
to blame.
shut down such a dominant offensive team. It's the same thing that happened with the Oilers and the Panthers. You are such a dominant offensive team.
We were all offense.
That when you can't outscore the other team, you're fucked.
Yeah, and I think that was our main thing is if we'd had I just wasn't super impressed with Girard. He might do better next year. It
Do you
could
think
just
they
be
keep
like
him? I
we
thought
got
he'd be a
him late.
flip.
I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I just wish we had kept Kulik. I don't think that we would have won the series necessarily. But I think we would have maybe gotten it to game 7 in a different way. You know what I mean? Like I just think that something there. I loved our fourth line. I'm most upset is that I'm never gonna get to see this roster again. I just loved this roster. You can tell that the locker room culture is so good. It looks like Chinikov really wants to stay, and he's one that I really want to stay.
Yeah, I saw that. I think that he'd be great.
I think him and Gino, especially, like Kyle DeBoss, there is absolutely nothing you will ever be able to do to make up for it if you do not resign Gino. And the fact that he's being treated like this is disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, actually fucked up, annoying, rude, obnoxious, go fuck yourself. He should have already been re-signed. I don't want to think about Sid is a very emotional player. There is no way that realizing that this may be the last time he gets to play in playoffs with Gino did not affect him emotionally. And I think it was dumb as shit to let it go like this because Gino has basically been like, yep, I will take, low pay, whatever I got to do to stay. I don't want to play for anybody else, but if you don't resign me, I will go somewhere else.
Yeah. Which would literally kill Sid and me.
And me, I don't, I think that would really, really, really upset the locker room.
Yep. Because they were literally all glaring at Kyle DeBoss today, basically in their exit interviews.
Basically being like, Gino is like Rusty, especially was like,
my God,
that's my papa.
I don't know anything else. Like, can the pen stop being so poetic? I don't understand how you do it. Like, you know all those edits that you talked about making in the first year of being a Penguins fan.
Yeah.
That is what I'm imagining. They just sit and they just come up with incredibly romantic lines about their team and how close they are.
Connor Dewar being like, every win
is a time closer to get.
They're winning to play one more day together. Every day that they win.
That's the Caps again. It's the Caps, and then they broke the Caps.
Like,
oh, man,
like just
so your Penguins started off sucking.
Yeah, no, we were great at the start. We were hot at the start.
The first game.
We had the dark days. We had the dark days of just. Yeah, we always do this. We had the dark days of December. That was it.
No. I mean, in the playoffs. In the playoffs.
Oh, I thought you meant in general.
No.
I was like, no, we were fine in the regular season. Yeah, no, we were. It was like they had forgot. It was so crazy because I don't think that resting them was the wrong move, but I think there was something wrong with like. There was just something wrong.
Yeah.
Because they crazily just acted like it was a free skate day.
Yeah.
They had no clue. I think they thought they were going to go into an easy win and did not anticipate what they were up against. And I think they just got frustrated. And that was partially an error with Dan Muse of like not deploying people correctly. I think it was crazy that like he didn't put like certain players out more. Like you have Chinikov, who's just a beast, put him out more on like the power play or whatever it is. Like there was just stuff that our
little
power
tweaks
play
that you could have seen. Hey, we're already losing. Let's try and fucking throw something at the wall. And
by after game 2
with the shutout.
Game 2 after the shutout, he should have like, I don't want to say burnt it to the ground, but something needed to change more dramatically than what happened. I think maybe going in to the flip would have been better. Like, okay, we lost with Stu, immediately switch to Shelovs. Because then I think what had to happen was even if we had gone to game 7, does he play Shelovs again?
No.
4 straight starts? You know what I mean? So
I think maybe, honestly, actually.
I don't know. Like, and I mean, we'll never know. But like, there was just a lot with the coaching that I found issues
inexperience.
And it's not to say that they're bad, it's just that their inexperience showed. And I'm hoping next year they'll have learned from a lot of this. I'm hoping they'll take time to work on things like figuring out what's wrong with the power play. They finally had been able to match Philly by the end of the series,
right?
But they still couldn't get those high shots. And it was not a matter of old versus young. I feel like everyone has like their information 8 months out of date because everyone was talking about how young Philly is and that the Pens are old. We're not old anymore.
No.
We have a handful of veterans on our team.
That does skew it, but also...
It skews it, but, like, we have a handful of older vets. Most of... Like, look at Kindle. Kindle is young. We have a ton of guys in their 20s, in their primes, or about to be in their primes. Like, yeah, we had a couple guys in their 30s too, but we had a very diverse age bracket. I do not think that age was the issue. It was just, like, our quote unquote high scores turned into ghosts. There was no grit, no nothing, and that is what it just cost us in the end. Nobody was really, I mean, like I said, Gino played amazingly. The fourth line was always giving it all. Kindle was rough, but
he's a baby.
He's 18, he's a baby, and he was still giving it his all.
Yeah.
I just think he was lost. Like I can't
when you don't have any sort of experience, that's kind of what you expect. And that comes in with a steady, either a coach or the locker room presence. And I think that if Sid is too much in his head, he can't be everything. He can't be Mama Duck for everyone.
Yeah.
You got kind of screwed. Your family.
I mentally had lost the game after game 2. You know what I mean?
She for those who don't know, Saint disappeared after game 2, and I was like, I think Saint died. We have not talked straight for it has been a month. Before we got into hockey, we talked pretty, every once in a while. But when we got into hockey, there was not a day where I didn't hear from you. And there were several this past week where I was like, I think Saint's dead.
I literally was like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, a real life shit was getting me too. Yeah. And I was like, this is my like final straw. I'm losing my fucking shit.
So I was like, all right, well, bye, Saint. I'll go watch the Oilers and it's going to be great. And then my whole fucking team to collapse.
Yeah, because I didn't get to see the Oilers, so you have to tell me what the fuck happened, because at least it wasn't almost a sweep.
No.
Like, you guys won.
It was almost a gentleman's sweep. It's fine. So, I don't even know where to begin. They won their first game, but it was very close. And it was a good game. Like, that was the game that you were like, I don't want to hear it. I got shut out. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. I was pissed.
Okay, I'm going to go.
This was, again, the times that you had been, like, in the Stanley Cup Finals in the past few years. And then me bitching about the Pens. I was like, you're in the playoffs. I don't want to hear it.
But I was like, all right. Cool. Our first game, fantastic. You can see Connor was trying to do too much, as he did in the Olympics. And he even talked about how he's like, oh shit, I did too much. The second game, oh god. Everyone started getting hurt. Jason Dickinson is apparently the only center that can play in that hockey team without having problems. Because he was out that game and they just fell fucking apart. Like, quite literally just crumbled. And everyone was like, what happened? It's one player. Now, to be fair, Rico is also hurt. Adam Henrique. But I wasn't as upset about that at the time. Because Rico, I love him to death. He is the prettiest man on that team. He's not a great skater, and we're kind of stuck with his contract. But it wasn't like when he went down, I was like, oh no, okay. And then Dickinson got hurt and I was like, oh no, okay. And then that same game too, Connor tweaked his ankle and had to go down the tunnel and was like injured, and it wasn't even like somebody hit him. He and Eki collided and he tweaked his ankle. And I was like, okay. So now we had Connor hurt, Dry still coming back off of injury, hurt. You had Dickinson hurt, and you had Rico hurt, so they put in Josh Szymanski, who's a baby. It's his first year in the NHL, like full, like pretty long. And so I was like, oh dear God. But we were still scoring pretty consistently. And we couldn't hold a lead in the second period. Dear God. Every time we would score 2, I was like, oh no, I'm being hunted for sport. And the Ducks, they had mentioned it on the broadcast a lot, that the Ducks had like 30 comeback wins since the start of this year, not the start of the season, of this year. I could be wrong on that, but like that was what I took away from it. I was like, oh my God. So every time we would get up to, they would come in and just, you know, explode with offense in the second quarter or period. And we'd be like, Oilers, do something about it. Half of the goals deflected off of Darnell Nurse. He put his fat ass in front of the net, screened the goalie, and the goals would go in. So you're like, oh my God, okay. Which actually brings up an interesting point. I've seen people say, listen, if you can't offload Nurse's contract, make him a forward. Like, honestly, I would not hate that. I genuinely don't think I would hate it. He's a good skater. He's just always in front of the net, causing problems. And if he's going to be causing problems, put him in front of the net on the other side. So there was that. The third game, we were in Anaheim. And I mean, first of all, you know how loud Rogers gets, right? Anaheim was just as bad because it was so loud in there that they couldn't hear the whistles being blown. So I'm gonna if we roll Anaheim, that is gonna be my plus side. They have an incredible like audience arena, and obviously they've waited a long time to go back to the playoffs. So that's my sportsmanlike conduct if we get them. But I mean, literally, like 4 or 5 times in Game 3, they would blow the whistle. You would hear it on broadcast. The players couldn't hear it. They would keep playing. And so then the refs were like pissed, being like, dude, you got to stop. And they're like, we can't hear you.
Which is crazy. Like especially because I feel like usually during the actual play, it's pretty fucking quiet. And everybody gets loud during the actual whistle. That's absolutely absurd.
And one of the craziest part, like as people who we spent our time down on the ice, so obviously it's different on the other side of the bubble, but it's still quiet. They insulate a lot of that. They couldn't hear anything. So it's like, okay, that's not great. And the Ducks were aggressive, like genuinely aggressive. They cut off every lane. They had one of their players playing, it was a defenseman that was playing in a forward role. Great for them. I mean, it was just, that was the game where the only person who stepped up was Podsy. And he, at the very end, started throwing punches because they landed a hit and everyone else was like, oh man, we lost. And Podsy's like, no, dude, throw punches, do something. That is why he deserves an A next year. Another thing that happened, Game 4, was the whole Jari conversation. Jari was our best player on the ice in Game 4, and that's is a really problem.
Bad.
That is a very bad problem. And I don't hate Jari. I genuinely don't. He's a bitch and a diva, and I love that about him. But he's not a great player. Like, he has his moments.
He has his moments. I just think he's past his NHL expiration date.
Yeah. But thanks for the contract, Stan Bowman. So
Jesus
best
Christ.
Player on the ice, we go to overtime and I have to go to bed. And I'm like, I gotta go to bed because it's fucking, it's on the East Coast. It's 1:00. And so I go to bed, I wake up and the Oilers have lost and there's controversy all over Twitter. And it's about the fact that the fucking refs are not able to see the goal go in. They call it a goal because the crowd influenced them. They were so far back, they didn't see where the puck was when they called it a good goal.
Okay, I saw this, and we had a similar issue in the Philly series. Not the goal thing, but the refs reacting
to the crowd.
The refs being bad. Once with the refs reacting to the crowd, and then second was they did not call a delay of game.
Oh my God.
Chet did all that nonsense.
Yeah.
I think that going forward, every team should do exactly what he did until they're forced to address it. I don't think it wins us the series. None of the reffing in our situation wins us the series.
Ours was a problem. But so that, like, people were like, Oilers fans think that this is not a goal. No, bitch, we knew it was a goal. It was the process of getting to there that people were pissed about, literally, because they were like, looking at it going, oh, well, that's, a good goal. And I'm like, great. Did they see it?
A goal on the ice. Yeah, that's crazy to me that they called it a goal on the ice. Because we've had this fight before with refs of like, how can you... The review is there anyways.
I'm not mad at it being called a goal. It was a goal. Jari lost us the game. But why did you call it a goal if you didn't see it go in the net?
Yeah, like, it has nothing to do with like, oh, it lost us anything. No, it's a good goal. Because I did see this review. Yeah. It was very clearly a goal. The problem is that it was called incorrectly.
I hate fans that don't actually watch the game, by the way. That's my new pet peeve. If you didn't actually watch the game and don't understand why people are upset and like are just, ragging on people being like, well, it was a goal, you don't understand the context of the conversation, so shut the fuck up.
I just hate that your team wouldn't have, like, I hate that you can't critique reffing without being called like a crybaby about it. Because that's what all the Philly fans are doing.
Oh my God.
Like, oh, you're crying. You had more penalties. Crybabies. What about this? You guys are the Philly crybabies over here. Oh my God. All they do is rag about being like the Broad Street bullies. And then they finally get a taste of playoff hockey and turn around and start sobbing about how the Penguins are dirty players. And I'm like, you're doing the literal exact same thing. This is just how playoffs work. I know it's a new concept for your franchise, but like that's just how playoffs work. I'm not going to say the Pens were playing completely clean because they weren't.
No,
I'm just
Rusty
going to call out
spearing him.
Well,
but there was a kick. The kick was an automatic ejection. The ref was right there with
he tried to like cut fucking, which is so insane to me. It's connecting really.
Of course it is.
And
I hate
then
Philly.
all of the bullshit embellishment calls. All of the embellishments that have been called were bullshit. All playoffs, all of them. You can call Sid diving. I'm sorry, but Sid getting hit. It's so funny. But like he wasn't anticipating it. They're not in a play. He thinks he's going down for a face-off, getting hit in the eye, and his face injuries that he's had. You just go down.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you've ever been hit like in the eye socket.
No, because we should start throwing punches. Welcome back to Puck Witches. We're back to our werewitches.
Yeah, we're back to being werewitches. God just didn't want you guys to see us like this.
Yeah.
But so it's so frustrating that the legitimate criticisms of like how bad the officiating has been in these playoffs gets reduced to, oh, you're just mad, bro.
Yeah.
No, I know that we wouldn't have won. Our power play was dog shit. If our power play was good, we would have won this series easy. But like our power play was dog shit. I didn't even want the fucking penalties.
Yeah.
But I want the shit to be called correctly. I want them to actually get it right.
Why have a rule book then? Like seriously.
Show. Like,
so then it's game 5. Dry gets fucking boarded by Chris Kreider because of course Chris Kreider did it.
Which was insane
and the ref is standing 3 feet away and just stares at him. And I'm like, this is why people...
Oh, weird, he fell. Weird how
This is why people say that they're not protecting their top players. Because, Draisaitl got a little boo-boo. No, bitch! He went face first into the numbers and then went into the boards. Like, that's a penalty every single day. You're telling me, Saint, that this stat is going to blow your mind. In the 6 games that we played, Dry and Connor didn't draw a single penalty.
Huh?
Yeah.
Now, what was their puck possession? Did they have
it was good.
Puck a lot?
It was good. It wasn't like they didn't have the puck. Now, I will say that the Ducks had a really good job of poke checking, but you're telling me that Connor and Dry didn't draw any penalties? Oh, and then last night we scored a goal as it was 1-3, and we were doing some sort of comeback, and the refs called the gentlest fucking hold on Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and then the Ducks scored on their explosive power play. Like, I hate the refs! And I'm not saying that the refs contributed this game. We sucked. I'm not even joking. We were awful. But the problem is, like, it didn't help. So...
And that's the thing, is it's like, I didn't really give a shit about the officiating overall in the Pens Flyers series. It was more just that, like, how are you not... They gave us a soft... I will give them in their defense. They realized they had fucked up, that they couldn't keep track of who was on the icing.
Oh, yeah.
But they didn't call the penalty for delay of game, which is what they should have done.
And then they called it lighthearted.
Especially because... Yeah, so then they called the super lighthearted, like a super, super soft call, which is fine. We still got the power play out of it. But that's not how that's not how it should be.
Yeah.
They should have called it for when you have the delay of game as the most blanket, arbitrary, whatever the hell the ref wants. The fact that they didn't call it, because then that would admit that they'd fucked up and didn't know what they were doing, and then have to do a soft call as a makeup call.
Yeah.
Again, I don't give a shit. We got a power play out of it, and we should have. But like, it's just beyond insanity how bad the officiating has become, and we talk about it every episode.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everyone's sick of it, but we're sick of watching it. Like,
we're so sick and it's not just our series. There's been complaining across the board.
Yeah, it's all of them.
Yeah. So, I mean, last night, I don't know if you saw it, Connor was heartbroken, which I'm not blaming him. He's hurt, but like, he also said that the team was mid all season.
Yeah, he's
which they were. Average, we couldn't win a fucking game. We didn't. We had more than three. What was it? More than three games in a row. We had 2 of those.
Yeah.
All year.
All year, I think. Was it the one you won once 3 times in a row? I thought
we won twice. We got up to 5 games.
Yeah,
that was our win streak. Is 5 entire year.
Yeah, which is.
So I genuinely think that Chris Knobloch should be gone. There's obviously a fracture in the locker room, and because he was saying, I don't know why they don't, push on their leads. And I'm like, motherfucker, that's your play style. You tell them to hold back. And then, so like, it was creating this weird, like, conversation of, well, are the Oilers holding back? And if the Oilers are holding back in the second period when they're up, then that's a coaching issue, because you need to tell them not to do that and actually coach them. Or are you telling them this and then throwing your players under the bus because you're trying to protect your job, which is then again a coaching issue. So I think that he's done. Jay Woodcroft is smiling happily. He's the assistant coach. He was our coach until the start of the 2024 or like in the middle of the 2024 season. So good for him, I guess. That's all I got to say. Literally, I was heartbroken for both cup losses. Like, genuinely sick to my stomach, cried. So upset, because obviously this is, when you love a sport so much, I cannot believe I'm saying this, you get emotionally attached to everything that happens with them. And so you're gutted when they lose. Last night, I was just pissed. I was just like, all right, good night, click.
I think that's what I was saying about, like, I was upset so quickly because I just knew we had lost. But then they gave me hope by winning 2 in a row.
Yeah.
But if we had, like I said, if we had done games 2 and 3 and won one of those instead, I would have had more hope. But I knew there was no way we were winning 4 in a row. I just had hoped we would get to game 7.
Yeah.
But then we didn't have to see them celebrate on my ice, which is
I would have been tolerate it. Yeah.
But yeah, I literally, as soon as I saw them cheering, I turned the game off.
Yep.
I couldn't do it. I literally could not watch. I usually will watch the handshake line, all that.
Because this is the only time this is the last time we see our teams until September.
Yeah, I saw Sid going over to console Artie and lost it. I literally could not handle watching them be sad. Like, the team this roster that I love so fucking much. I did not want my last image of them in my mind to be them so sad.
Yeah.
And I know we did like the locker room clear out, and there was a bunch of God bless Taylor Haas, she's amazing.
Great.
Gave us
some
really good quotes and little clips and stuff like that. So fabulous. But like, yeah.
Yeah. I'm more annoyed than ever. Hey, on the plus side, we weren't sweeps. Thank God.
Literally, we weren't swept. And that was at that point when we won game 4. I was like, oh my God, thank God it's not a sweep. That's
because that was the same day we thought that, because the Sens got swept first by the Kings.
Because that's what was really going to make me crash out. Because that's why I was like, guys, I'm going to go dark. You will not see me for 5 to 10 business days, because getting swept by the Philadelphia Flyers
inconceivable
in round 1 will kill me.
Yeah.
Will kill me. I literally, especially after we'd already been shut out once, I was like, I'm going to fucking die.
Yeah.
But so it not being a sweep did ease the sting a little bit, not by much, but it was like, okay, but at least we didn't get swept.
Yeah. So the Sens got swept. I don't know. I think I mentioned this to you because you were in your dark days at the time. Did you see the guy who made the playoff song? And we talked about it before on like 2 weeks ago on the last podcast, where he made the Sens a playoff song, which you cannot do. You cannot do that. That's cursing your team so bad. And then, because he made that song, the Ottawa Senators sent him to Taiwan Because
okay, I did see this. I did see this.
Didn't want him anywhere near them. Great. Another moment of like little tiny sportsmanlike conduct. Thank God that the Senators have a little bit of humor. Also, the Canes graphics team and their social media team, fucking hilarious after that sweep. Oh my God. Like the Avs, they swept and they're like, yeah, brushing off their side and then thanking Kopitar, who retired for the Kings, which was great. Good for them. But the Canes were like, fuck you. We are so much better than you. Fuck you guys. And I was like, okay, that's kind of really funny. Not happening to my team. Stay safe though.
Everybody stay safe though.
So I saw that was funny. The Utah and Vegas are still in. I want that the second round for the Western Conference, I want it to explode. If the Mammoth get in, sure. Okay. But I don't see that happening. I think it's going to be the Knights. Which is a fucking wild because the Knights had such a like clusterfuck of a season. And so the Golden Knights versus the fucking Anaheim Ducks, I want the San Andreas Fault to erupt. To just go off and sink into the sea. The Lightning and the Habs games have been fucking insane. There was a stat today that they haven't been separated by, like, there hasn't been a lead. They've been tied for no longer than 5 minutes.
Holy shit.
They have a close series. It shouldn't be the first round, but what an incredible series. I think the Hops are gonna win it. Hot take. I think the Hops are gonna win it.
No, I think you're right. I think
which is that a sign that we're turning over the new guard? Like, because now you have the Sabres and the Bruins. The only one who had been back to the conference finals that was in it last year is gonna be the Canes. Because Dallas lost last night. They didn't get swept. They got 3-2. And they were a mess. Like, they hadn't scored a even strength goal in 4 games and were still in it. Because their 5-on-5 sucked. And then the Sabres and the Bruins. I think the Sabres are going to take it. I'm going to be really sad because we were so certain that the Sabres and the Lightning would have been a great matchup. And it would be. The Sabres and the Habs are going to be fantastic too.
I really, really, really the Sabres and the Lightning so bad. The Sabres and the Habs having so much history because they're more of a historical regional rivalry, right? Because they're so close together. They played against each other for a long time, and there's a lot of like rivalry there. So I think it will be interesting. But it was just one of those that the Lightning and Sabres one
had such a great series.
Like them fighting it for the Atlantic was so good.
Sad about it.
Speaking of Sabres, did you see that they had the mic cut out?
Yes.
And the Buffalo fans sang the Canadian national anthem. I don't care how cheesy it is. I fucking love those kind of moments. I fucking love them. I live for them.
That's one of the reasons I really am rooting for Buffalo now. I don't have any other team in the playoffs. Like, there's no one else that I would want to win. If Buffalo gets kicked out, I will legit blow up the NHL.
Yeah, like, I'll handle the Bruins, even though without Marshy, like, it will cause me physical pain.
Yeah.
But at least it would be, I would want the Bruins then to go all the way, because there's literally nobody else in this league right now that I want. I don't think there's anyone, because right now, what are we looking at, right? Like, because
we've got Colorado, Minnesota, which that one's gonna be a bloodbath too.
Good. I hope they kill each other.
Yeah.
I literally
the West. I don't want anybody to win.
No,
can we just have 2 East Coast teams?
I need the East Coast to continue their dominance. I don't want it to be. I know we said we don't want it to be the Habs.
I take the Habs. I'm not even joking, because at least it would break Canada's curse. Like, sure, whatever. Yeah, and then the Oilers could win. Like, I'm not even joking. Whatever.
Like,
Habs. I don't have any emotional connection anymore.
At this point, I have to take whatever will make it not be any of the teams that I really, really, really hate. Yeah. I don't want the Canes to win because I fucking hate Rob.
Yeah.
However, I need them to beat the shit out of Philly.
Yeah. So funny. People were like, "You hated the Canes a week ago," and everyone's like, "Yeah, before we lost to you,
was a week ago.
It's time to die."
A week ago. This is playoffs. I don't give everything. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
Like my team's already out. It's not about winning. It's about who loses.
Yeah.
I've said this forever. Okay? It's not about who won. It's about who loses.
We're very calm and rational, guys. We're so normal. We're so...
If I'm not winning, they better be fucking losing, okay?
I have to wonder if people who have listened to this podcast for a while now are like, oh my God. Because, like, we're having a time. We're having a very normal crash out. It's fine.
True.
I don't know, man. I can't want anyone in the West to win. Dear God, if it's Vegas, I'll be so upset. Because Vegas squeaked in the entire time. How many overtimes did they have?
That's what made me upset about the Flyers too.
Yeah.
Is like the fucking shootout merchants. And it's just like I just hate it. I know. I just hate it. But yeah, I want it to be the Sabres. I want it to be the Sabres so bad. Unfortunately, I fear they will go the way of the Buffalo Bills, and they will
get there, and then
they'll get to the Eastern Conference Finals and then not make it to the finals.
I could see that, and it'll be against the Canes
because really, because I was gonna say who's really the fight here? It's gonna be Canes versus Buffalo, most likely.
Yeah,
that's what we're seeing. So it's
or Canes, it's either that or Canes
or
versus the Hobbs. And now here's the thing: I think if Buffalo can beat the Hobbs, but I don't think that they can beat the Canes. I think
they can beat the Canes.
The Buffalo?
I think the Buffalo can beat the Canes.
You just said that they can't.
No, I'm saying I don't know because what's a bigger curse?
Oh,
the Buffalo curse?
The Buffalo curse.
Or the Canes not being able to get past the third round. Because they never get out of the Eastern Conference Final. They never, they just can't. Not since they won their last cup.
Right.
So,
which was against the Oilers.
So that's what I'm saying is like who can break which curse?
Yeah.
Basically, this has become a curse breaker.
Yeah.
Like that's what the East has become.
Because Colorado is gonna have to break the President's Trophy curse.
Buffalo's gonna have to break the Buffalo curse,
and then Carolina's gonna have to break the
Eastern Conference rival, or Canada with the Cup curse.
Yeah.
So like, and then the Hobbs with the Canada.
And
Cup
then,
curse.
So you know what? It's probably gonna be Vegas or the Ducks who win. And also,
I'd rather it be the Ducks. I hate this. But listen. If you're gonna lose in the first round, it better to be to the people who win it all the way.
The Oilers have lost to every single team in the last 5 years that has won the cup.
Yes.
So that's what it would be saying. Like, oh, okay, so it was not us necessarily. It was us, but it wasn't us necessarily.
And Trevor Zegras isn't on the team, so therefore he doesn't.
I'm traumatized by the color orange. I hate the color orange, and my team has the color orange in it.
They need to go. I would have been much more tolerant of the Ducks if they were playing with their old jerseys. Like
I wouldn't.
No. I'm saying right now, like at this point, because we're in. This is War Champ, okay? Like we have to pick which enemy needs to go down, and for me, I cannot. Fuck the Avs. I can't do it. Fuck Vegas. I
want Vegas to fall apart and die. Yeah.
Vegas needs to just be nuked. We need to reenact Fallout New Vegas. Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's what needs to happen here. Mr. House, I am coming for you.
There's a spider on my microphone. This is cursed. This is so cursed. Oh my God.
It's spring. It's spring.
Man,
so
it's May, and both of our teams are out of the playoffs, Saint. What the fuck is happening?
Nothing can go right. My Stardew Valley fucking crashed after we lost, and I was at the end of my day saving, and I literally had to get up and walk around. I was so sad. I was like, I can't have anything in this fucking world.
All right, gang. Say, do we have a sponsor today?
We weren't even done with the topic of conversation.
We gotta move on.
That spider decided it.
That spider said you were done.
The spider
said spider is Gary Bettman.
Today's sponsor is Saint Astro, Twitch streamer, cosplayer, and artist. You can support her by purchasing from her Etsy or subscribing on twitch.tv/Saint Astra. Use your free Prime sub and get access to awesome emotes. Saint Astra's Etsy also sells a variety of jewelry, decorations, and trinkets. Everything is handmade and crafted with the perfect balance of love and spice. All proceeds go directly to the Saint Astra Playoff Fund.
Oh no.
We don't have a new bid. What is it, the off-season fund?
All right.
All proceeds go directly to the St. Astra off-season fund.
All right.
I just wanted to watch hockey. Not even the Stars made it, champ. All our backups. We're down to one. There's one man in the room left that we won't kill. Oh my God! And it's the Buffalo fucking Sabres.
All right, let's turn to our one-timer topic where we take a shot at this week's biggest story, other than the playoffs, obviously. This week's topic, it's award season, Saint. It's award season. So I'm going to go through some of the... I know, I don't like it. So the Ted Lindsay Award was first. It was announced earlier this week. We have a bunch that are coming up. But the ones that have already been released, we can go through and talk about who the nominees are and the controversies around them, because there are some controversies. This first one, the Ted Lindsay Award, it goes to the most outstanding player of the season. The finalists were Macklin Celebrini, Nikita Kucherov, and Connor McDavid. Depending on how tonight's goes, all of these players might be out of the playoffs.
Yeah. Do you think that because NHL is a nostalgia slop sometimes that they give it to Kopitar? I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it.
Well, these are the finalists, so it's
but I'm saying they give it to him. I'm saying, do you think he wins it? Like,
no, these are the ones. These are the top three that they can get it. These are the only ones that can get it. Are Connor, Macklin, and Nikita Kucherov.
I thought you said it was Kopitar.
That was. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Different award.
I'm thinking Hold on. Okay. Wait.
Yeah, so there's a very good chance that all of these people will be out tonight because the Lightning are currently tied. And Macklin's out and Connor's out. So I don't know. The most outstanding player of the season, if I had to vote, controversially, I'd say Macklin Celebrini.
I agree because he's doing all that on the 2026 San Jose Sharks. So, let's put some perspective. Not that Connor McDavid's not also fighting through it, but he is playing with Leon Draisaitl for the majority of his and Kucherov is on the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yes.
Like, they haven't made it out of the first round in a hot minute, but it is still the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Right. So I'm like sitting here and I'm like, I think he probably deserves it. I'll be shocked if he doesn't get it. The others you can make an argument for both of them, but I think the argument is louder for Macklin.
Yeah, I think with his with who he's playing with and his age,
yes,
and what he got them to, I think he would be fine. I'm fine with any of these three winning. Yeah. I think, as much as Kucherov pisses me off sometimes playing against him.
Next, we have the Vezina finalists, and here's the controversy. Okay, Ilya Sorokin, Jeremy Swayman, Andrei Vasilevsky. Yeah. I saw the stats.
I saw the stats.
If you note,
why the fuck? Yeah, why the fuck is Logan Thompson out there? Because I saw the stats, right?
Yeah,
like, I saw the stat sheets. Everyone but like one calculation has him as top number one or in the top three.
Yeah,
I don't understand, and not to say that Vasilevsky isn't good, but again, why does it always feel like they're 8 months out of date? Like, Logan Thompson, is it because you can't say it's because they're not in the playoffs, because you have Celebrini there and Sorokin. And Sorokin carried the Islanders, okay?
He did. He and Schaefer were the only part of the Islanders that actually did anything.
Yes, which is again why
and he was an incredible, he had the most shutouts, like, genuinely.
It should have been Sorokin. And then I don't care who you take off between Swayman and Vasilevsky.
I think Sway was fine, but I don't think he had he had a good season.
He had an excellent season. He has been carrying them in the playoffs. Yeah. So I think recency bias might get them for Swayman. And Vasilevsky has been good. I just don't know how you pick any of them over Thompson when statistics show.
And Wedgwood.
But I'm just saying, like, if you're going to pick, Thompson had to be on this list. Yeah. I don't understand why he wasn't.
And obviously, like, last year, it was notable who, like, everyone knew who was going to get it. It's Connor Hellebuyck. And he deserved it. But Sorokin is the only one on there that I'm like, yes. Sway deserves it. He's a good goalie. He had an incredible bounce back year because he got to go to training. Thank you, Don Sweeney. And so, like, I like him on there, but Vasilevsky's only mentioned on the analytics list twice compared to Sway, Sorokin, Logan Thompson 3 times. So I
think it's just a historical thing of, like, it's Vasilevsky, he's amazing, and it's not to say that he isn't amazing, but I just think that if I'm gonna pick my top 3, I don't know if he's on there. I think you also have to look at who are they playing with.
Yeah,
and again, Sorokin only having really Schaefer in his pocket, I think he should get it. Honestly,
I agree.
That's my pick. I wouldn't be upset.
Has he ever won? won before?
I don't know, honestly. Let me check. No, he's only...
Okay, so then yeah, I feel like that's a good choice for him.
It's only been in the NHL. He's been in like all-star games, which is like fair. Yeah, I think that if you're going to give it to somebody, Sorokin is a good choice. Yeah. And I'm not saying that Vasilevsky, if you could pick a top 4, wouldn't deserve to be there. I just think that it's crazy that you have someone who is running away in the stats overall.
Yeah.
And he's not on there. It's kind of why it shows these are a little weird.
They're definitely, there's a recency bias, because we'll get to that in a bit. The Lady Byng Memorial Trophy, this one is the one you were thinking of, with Cole Caulfield,
okay.
Anze Kopitar, and Jake Sanderson. I don't know enough about Jake Sanderson. Oh, sorry. This is a sportsmanlike conduct and gentlemanly conduct. I think...
I don't think anyone on the Senators should be allowed that. I don't think I
don't know enough about Jake Sanders. Like, I don't know enough about anything about Jake Sanderson to be like, yes, he deserves it. He hasn't made an impression, but I could be wrong because I don't really watch the East that much. Cole Caulfield is a good...
Fine.
Yeah, that one
deserves credit. Kopitar, I'll allow it, especially if we're going to go for, like, it's his last year.
Well, he won it last year, too. Fine. I mean, that's his whole thing, is like, he is the sportsman-like guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to give him one last one before he's done, I'm fine with that. Like,
Jack Adams Award, best or coach who contributed to the most of his team's success. This year, the finalists are John Cooper, Dan Muse, and Lindy Ruff. You have some thoughts on this?
Okay. John Cooper, I think so. It's when they announce this next week, right?
They announce not the awards come out.
No.
Later.
Who's going to win is later. So I think if Tampa wins this, you could maybe argue for John Cooper. I just think that a guy who's been coaching a team for a long time and hasn't gotten them out of the first round in a hot minute doesn't really deserve to get the Jack Adams.
Okay.
He's playing with a lot of guys who've had
He's
a lot
a great
of
coach.
He's a great coach. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying that, like, hey, where you haven't got him out of the first round. Dan Muse took a bottom lottery team his first year in the NHL as a head coach with a bunch of, like, ragtag group of veterans and rookies and chance, diamonds in the rough, and made them get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Decisively, not barely scraping in, not, you won a bunch in overtime and got some lucky bounces, constantly being fought against by the referees all the time, couldn't win a fucking challenge to save our life because he was getting hazed, takes that and gets them to the playoffs. Incredible. There is no other winner in my mind. And that's not me being a Pens fan. I'm just looking at the facts here. Lindy Ruff was head of coach of the Buffalo Sabres for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And he did not get them to playoffs in that very, very... Well, he got them to the playoffs for a while. But then he left. They re-signed him back last year. And they didn't make playoffs last year.
Yeah.
And he's been a coach in the NHL since what, 1997 or something like that. Like, so since some of these guys were born, he's been a head coach in the NHL. So I'm sorry, but I just can't, like, I think it's incredible what he's done.
Yes.
And I'm glad, and I want the Sabres to win. Do not get me wrong. They're my number one pick now to win the cup. But I just can't, if you are looking at the sole facts with no emotion to it, saying that Dan Muse is not your pick is crazy to me. Yeah. I understand it's probably going to be Lindy Ruff because they love the story of it. If the Pens had gotten out of the second round, they might have given it to Dan Muse. But I just think it's insane that a first-year NHL coach gets this lottery team into the playoffs.
Right.
How amazingly well he's done, and it's not him. Like, there's only really one clear-cut choice. I don't know your feelings on it.
I put it in the chat earlier. I said it kind of has to be Dan Muse in my brain because nobody thought that the Pens were going to get this far. Genuinely.
Yeah, that's my thing. Tampa Bay was always a contender overall. Like, they have such a solid team overall. We knew that they were probably going to make playoffs, right?
Yeah. Yep.
The Sabres, this has been coming for a long time. And again, Lindy Ruff was their coach last year.
Yep.
How do you convince
Is that just the bias of, the Sabres are back in playoffs?
That's literally what I think is going to happen. And I'm not saying he's not a good coach and that he hasn't contributed to his team's success. I'm just saying I don't think you can compare. Basically, if you take any of these other guys, right, and put them on the other teams, do you think John Cooper could have gotten the Pens to the playoffs? Do you think Lindy Ruff could have gotten the Pens to the playoffs?
I think John Cooper could have. I'm not sure about Lindy Ruff. John
Exactly.
Cooper is John Cooper. Dan Muse is an early John Cooper. I'm not even joking. Yeah. John Cooper is known to bring the best out of his players. But we're still here. He's been in the league for how long? So I mean, like,
and that's what I mean is like he's what? Who does he coach for?
The Lightning?
No, for the Olympics.
Oh, Team Canada, yeah.
Yeah, so like he's got a shit ton of experience.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna argue with like, I understand that it's who's contributed the most to his team's success.
Not
necessarily who's the most impressive coach or who has the better story. You know what I mean?
Right.
I guess you can argue it in any way. To me, the spirit of the award is who fucking deserves to be called like the best coach right now for what he's working with. And if you're looking at that, it's Dan Muse.
Yeah, I agree.
I won't be mad at John Cooper and Lindy Ruff. I think both of them are really, I'm very happy with what John Cooper is doing with the Lightning overall and Team Canada.
And he's also, he's like the coach that everybody wants to play for.
Yes, he's definitely a player's coach. And I like that Lindy Ruff came back and was basically like, y'all fucking can't do this without me. I guess we'll go to the playoffs. I think that's hysterical. So I would not be mad if he won either. It just was one of those that like, I just can't have it be anyone but Muse in my heart.
Yeah. On Monday we get the Bill Masterson. And I just sent you the link for every team nominates somebody.
Out of these.
Yeah. So some of the ones that are on here make a ton of sense. Rasmus Dahlin, of course, his fiance had the whole, because the Bill Masterson is the player who exemplifies qualities of perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication to hockey. So like people who have been through it. Charlie McAvoy, I mean, good God, that poor man has been through so much.
Honestly, Landeskog
is another one
after 3 years,
and then he also got hit in the nuts and had to have surgery on his nuts. Did you see that?
Brad Marchand, I mean, like, it's just one of those cases of like he's gone through a lot of injuries, and
Connor Ingram,
players.
Connor Ingram, who had like literally switched teams, and I mean, I personally would nominate him because I know what he's been through, but I don't think he's number one on this. Jesper Wallstedt, that's an interesting one. He's pretty young. I don't know. I'm interested to see what the angle there would be.
Linus Ullmark to me
that has to be. He has to be nominated.
That I think if you're going for like underrated, I think Linus Ullmark, for him to suffer what he did through the regular season in terms of like just the emotional. Like he's fighting through the bullshit with Brady Tkachuk and his team overall, and then to go and deliver
an incredible. He is the only reason that they even had any fight.
A dream,
and people were like, "Oh my gosh, Linus Ullmark needs to be kicked off the Sens," and then he put that performance up. Yeah, because he's an incredible goalie.
It was very obvious.
Turns it on.
Yeah, it was just that he was like going through it.
Yeah. I think Anthony Mantha, I don't know what you think about that. I think that
I'm not thrilled with him after that playoff. I think I don't know what I like Mantha. I really do, but he became a ghost in the playoffs, so I'm a little salty right now. But I did name one of my chickens on Stardew after him.
Yeah, okay.
Fuck you, Jordan Binnington.
I don't know why he's on here.
Why is he on here? Jonathan Toews, not a fan of his personally for some other reasons, but I can see why, as you do have to give him credit as someone who's suffering long COVID coming and like fighting back and wanting to be his contract was insanity, but I like a lot of the names on this list. It just depends on what angle you're going for.
On this one right now, I would pick Charlie McAvoy, Linus Ullmark, and probably Rasmus Dahlin. Okay. Those are my three. Because
do you think Landeskog gets it just for like
maybe
the story arc?
I think Landeskog had an incredible story if he'd come back this year. Hot take.
Yeah.
Last year Sean Monahan won, and obviously with the Johnny stuff that made entire
no
there was no one else. Next we have the Calder Memorial Trophy. It has to be Schaefer, right?
Right. Like I think when you look at who's like when you look at who they're playing with,
because the other two are probably Davidov on the Hobbs and Beckett Seneca on the Ducks. And Beckett Seneca is a good player. I'm not even going to deny it. But
it's got to be. It's got to be Schaefer. Kindy would be mine because he's played so fucking much.
He surprised me.
And he's played so much. Like a lot of these other rookies that like people are quoting about, they didn't play full seasons. He played damn near a full fucking season, okay? As an 18-year-old. That's crazy. I do think it should be Schaefer show. That kid's probably, I don't want to say generational, but he's probably going to be.
He'll probably be the Kale McCarr. Yeah, he might be generational.
He actually.
It'll depend on how he comes in this next year. Like we said the same thing about Celebrini.
As a defenseman, especially because I feel like defensemen can sometimes be underrated, or rather that like because they're not showing up on the score sheet, you know, or necessarily that like it is only a pair on the ice.
Yeah.
But a solid defenseman like that, Jesus Christ, what we wouldn't do for Schaefer. You know what I mean? Like it's just you just imagine, as much as I loved Kendall, I just imagine what we would have had if we had Schaefer to like that youth. It's incredible. I would be fine with him winning. Absolutely.
Next one is the Selke for forward who demonstrates the most skill in defensive component of the game. It should be Leon Draisaitl. Dear God, not at all.
Last year maybe.
The talks are Nick Suzuki, Nathan McKinnon, and Jordan Stahl. Dear God, I hope Nick Suzuki gets it. And these aren't confirmed, by the way. These are the ones that have not been announced. These are,
it's for another week, but we're just, going over it because we'll probably discuss it in next week's episode. But like in what we have for now. I
hope it's Suzuki. He's done a really good job.
Yeah, I'm fine with Suzuki.
Last year it was Barkey, which that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's Barkey. It's Barkey.
The Norris. All right, here we go. The Norris. The Tide are Cale McCarr and Zach Werenski in the thought of who should get it. And then Quinn Hughes as well. I would be upset if Bush didn't get it. Nominated, at least.
Yeah.
I understand that people are going to go, well, he's a very offensive defenseman. Okay, but like Cale McCarr is a good player. We can't deny that. But is he better than Bush? Like, I mean, defensively, probably. But also Bush is one of the only defensemen who can play with Connor and Leon at the same time and get them the stuff that he needs to, like, get them the puck when they need it. Without him, we wouldn't have as strong of a, like, Connor and Leon would be struggling. It's Connor, Leon, and Bush. So, I don't know. I
just struggle with the Norris overall because I feel like it becomes which defenseman has the most points as opposed to
Bush does.
I know, but I don't want it to be that.
It should be. I think it should be defensive defenseman.
Yeah,
it should be Zach Werenski.
I think we need two kinds of. I think we need two now. I think we need an.
Well, you have defensive forwards. Why don't we have defensive defensemen?
That's what I'm saying. Like we have like the Selke Trophy for the forward who demonstrates most skill in defensive component of game. The James Norris should be for the most defensive defenseman, and then we should have the most offensive defenseman. Because I love EK, but he's an offensive defenseman, as opposed to someone like I don't know Eki. A little more, or Kulak was a much more.
Kulak is defensive defenseman.
You know what I mean? So like, I think we should have two. I think I don't like.
We are changing the rules.
I just don't like that it is now. Which defenseman has the most?
It's the same. Basically. It's also the same thing as Bush got snubbed to go to the Olympics. Genuinely. Why was Drew Doughty on that team? Because they've been there the longest. Like that's hot take. Not even hot take. Cold take is that Drew Doughty shouldn't have been on the team and Bush should have been.
Yeah.
And finally we have the Hart. Let's see, who do we have in the running? Well, discussions for the Hart. There are 4 different options. We have Nathan McKinnon, Macklin Celebrini, Nikita Kucherov, and Connor McDavid.
Jesus Christ.
Last year Connor Hellebuck won it, and he was the MVP of the league. I don't know. I don't think Macklin Celebrini gets it.
No, and I don't like that.
I think Nathan McKinnon will win it because people have Connor fatigue.
Yeah, I think so too. But it is annoying in that it's like who is bringing the most to the team, and I don't know if that's Nate Mac.
Well, it's not to the team, it's to the league.
Yeah, but is he the most valuable? Like, okay. Basically, if I go up to somebody and go, if you could have any player in the league on your team, who are you going to pick?
Yeah.
Who are they going to pick?
Sidney Crosby.
Like, let's Sid Crosby.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's probably either Celebrini or Connor. Like, you're going to pick a generational forward. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if it's annoying as shit to have the same guy winning all the time. Well, then he has to stop being so good at hockey. Yeah. Okay.
Like, please don't put that curse on him. I need him to win a cup.
No, I know. Well, you better quantify that statement with the Oilers. Because...
With the Oilers.
Yep.
Hockey gods, please. I'm not in the mood. You've already taken so much from me.
Next year is just going to be me and Champ hexing the hockey gods, like in a fight.
We're fighting back.
We're fighting back against the hockey gods and their bullshit.
We will know all of this by next week, I believe. Also, Saint, the draft lottery is this week.
Really?
It's Tuesday, so we get to record our live reaction to that. Yep.
There's a lot of fucking teams that I don't like.
All right. Well, speaking of teams we don't like, let's move into sportsmanlike conduct, where we spin the wheel to pick our team of the week, and no matter who it lands on, we have to say something nice and spread a little love on the ice. I don't like this list. The Ducks aren't on here. Wow, I thought they were. Glad to be wrong. We did. We said that we liked their jerseys.
There's a team on here that I'm not. I will literally mulligan it. I will fucking ignore.
Yep. All right, you ready? Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Please, hockey gods. We're gonna hex you.
You gotta be fucking nice to me.
Thank God.
Be fucking nice to me.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
This week's sportsmanlike conduct is the New Jersey Devils. Thank God.
Because there was most of the teams on this list, I had nothing nice to say.
Yeah. So you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I like their dumb mascot. I'm mad that he's not a Jersey Devil. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll never. If you're gonna go for the Pine Barren Jersey Devil thing, like, go for an actual cryptid. Like, it's like being called the fucking, I don't know, Virginia Mothman or the Virginia Moths, and then not having Mothman.
Yeah, okay? It's just a giant moth.
It's just a giant normal moth. What are you doing? Okay, your whole bit is that you have the Jersey Devil from the Bible. Okay,
yeah.
Like,
Bible. No, that's the real devil.
No, that's the problem. Like,
we are in rare form tonight.
I do, controversial opinion, I really liked their alt jerseys. I know that everybody's
the Jersey jerseys.
Yeah, the Jersey jerseys. I think it's funny. I love a bit, okay, and I love slightly tacky things that, like, I like things that make certain people go, really? That brings me joy. So I do like those jerseys. I also, as much as I dislike the Devils as a whole, I really like Nico Hischier.
Okay.
I like him a lot. I think he's a player's player. I think he's a good captain overall. He seems to have a good head on his shoulders. I don't want him to be less injured necessarily, but because then I'd have to fight him.
You have to worry about him.
Yeah, I have to worry about him more. But God, I wish, like, he's somebody that I would be like, oh, I'd be happy to have him on my team.
I like Connor Brown. I am still distraught. It's been almost a year, Saint, and I am still gut-wrenched.
What's his term? Is he
3 years?
Like,
Connor Brown, come home. I'm still upset, buddy. I want you back in the Oilers. One of the reasons we lost this year is because we didn't have Connor Brown. I'm not even joking. That man is the locker room guy. He is beloved wherever he goes. And the Devils didn't deserve him. He's so much better than the New Jersey Devils. I want him to come back home. Stan Bowman, fuck you for not re-signing him, giving him what he wanted. He didn't want that much money. He wanted term, and you wouldn't give that to him. And I miss Connor Brown.
Yeah, like...
I also said that I was going to get a Connor Brown jersey no matter where he went. And then he went to the Devils, and I went, actually, I don't care that much. Oh, man. I want you to come home, Connor Brown.
No, bud.
All right. That's going to wrap it up for this week's episode, folks. We really appreciate listening through all of our rants and ramblings, especially this week. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry.
Jesus
Not
Christ,
really.
sorry.
I don't really give a fuck.
Not sorry. We should all be delighted that we're this angry because we're going to be fucking bitter bitches for the rest of this. Oh my God.
The Puck Witches podcast is released on Spotify and our YouTube channels, and you can join the Night Witches Discord via the link below to talk about the episodes directly, as well as enjoy our other channels. It's full of gaming, hobbies, and good vibes.
Make sure you're following us over on Twitch, and if you want to support us with a Twitch Prime on either or both of our channels, you get access to cute emotes and extra channel points. If you enjoy this podcast, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky for updates.
And lastly, don't forget to check out Saint's Etsy. Also consider dropping a like on this episode and subscribing so that you never miss a video. We love you all and hope the playoffs are treating you better than they did us. Champ and Saint, signing off!
Stay witchy.